What's up, guys? This is Corey, also known as QC Rideshare. Just hitting you guys with the latest video. I'm not sure if you heard, but Uber has just now released their community guidelines, an update to them, and they're really good reading. I got a chance to read over them yesterday, and I want to do a video that addressed the community guidelines both from the driver's perspective and also the passenger's perspective. So let's get into it. Essentially, what Uber is saying in their guidelines is that for the first time, they're going to actually be holding passengers to the same standard that they're going to be holding drivers to. So what this means as a passenger is that if your conduct is at a level that the driver doesn't agree with or is considered abusive, or whatever the case may be, you are subject to potentially being kicked off the platform. Also, if you do things like repeat offenses like vomiting in vehicles, damaging vehicles, they will also look at that behavior, and they may also kick you off the platform or suspend you for some period of time. It's something that I can be honest and say that as a driver, I'm happy to see, because essentially for a while now, customers have been able to do, and it's always a small amount, but be able to do some of these things, damage vehicles, be abusive, and we could report it, but there really wasn't anything that was done to prevent that behavior. So now this is actually going to be something that is going to take place. Now, for the driver, what that means is there is a certain level of empowerment that the driver now has, in the sense that now a driver can go ahead and let Uber know of a customer who is being abusive, is being unpleasant. Now, it's weird because I like to always go by the mantra that as the driver, I don't want to be the story of the night. I just want to get you from A to B. Obviously, I want to make that time period as enjoyable for both of us as possible. However, there are situations where a customer is just over the line, and when that happens, the way that you handle that needs to be viewed with the same level of seriousness that Uber is now giving, because you're essentially their eyes and ears. So you don't want to be spiteful, obviously. You want to go ahead and give them a accurate consensus of how that person behaved. Generally, most of my riders, they're 5-star riders, and that's a compliment to not only the area that I work in, but also of just the people in the community. But there are some who act out of line. They try to mess up your vehicle. And so with that, if there are those situations, it should be something that you should report. Obviously, you can go right to your help center, go right to trips and fare review, and indicate that you had I think it's called rider feedback, and then they'll let you pick the option. I encourage all drivers to get to know these guidelines. Some of them are hardline stances that Uber will take. Some would be, because Uber traditionally will suspend your account while they investigate, and then once they complete their investigation, they'll go ahead and move forward. But also, as a passenger, you need to know these things as well, because there is some behavior that's no longer going to be tolerated. I know from my experience, I had a passenger actually last night who, they were obviously drunk, which I don't mind that. Obviously, when I do the late shift, I know what I'm expecting. But the customer they were getting a little aggressive with each other in my car. Then they were getting the guy was kind of talking demeaning to me, and I just indicated that to Uber to let them know what happened. And I think they did an excellent job in handling and resolving it. They notified me this morning letting me know that they have restricted the pairing of us in the future, which I think for what they did is adequate. It's kind of how Lyft works, where if you rate somebody 3 stars or less, you won't be paired with that person again. This is just, you just notify Uber, and that's a step they took. So there are ways that you can be empowered. And I think that Uber is taking positive steps in doing that. I'm not sure if this is something that stems from the new head of rideshare and some of his activity. I talked to Uber dude, and he that's something that he was in a town hall about, and it looks like they're taking a more proactive step. So hopefully this will help you as a driver know that you're more empowered, and also hope it'll weed out some of the bad actors on the passenger side. Let me know what you think. Let me know if your interactions with the new community guidelines and how you feel as if this is going to affect you. I'll hit you up on the next one. See you.